Okay, now, from the beginning.
There's no college anywhere in the world quite like John Jay, the only college in the nation with a mission to educate for justice. It's my distinct honor and privilege to serve as its president. Here at John Jay, our students receive a rich liberal arts education that helps them think critically, problem solve, and question inequities. John Jay students are defined by their resilience and passion for justice. Our dynamic and diverse student body includes veterans, immigrants, activists, and researchers, all ready to become tomorrow's global leaders. John Jay is the ideal place for local, national, and global leaders from across the political spectrum to gather and discuss the many justice-focused issues that affect our families, communities, and our country. Come join the conversation. This is your opportunity to become a fierce advocate for justice.
If it weren't for John Jay, I don't think I would have been an activist. I wouldn't have been someone who would be willing to share that I was undocumented, because for the longest time I actually hated that part of me because it didn't give me the same opportunities as people who are citizens or have green card. So I think if it wasn't for John Jay, I wouldn't have been so open to share my story.
There's this feeling inside of me that I felt that I always had to make a change, and I felt that John Jay made it possible for me to achieve that.
If it weren't for John Jay, I wouldn't feel as if I am on the right path to doing what I was supposed to be doing.
If it weren't for John Jay, I don't think I would be the person I am today, because it's instilled so many values, especially from my coaches and from the professors I've gotten to study under, and I'm very excited to finish my year at John Jay.
So John Jay say a fierce advocate for justice, and I'm one of them.
If it wasn't for John Jay, I wouldn't know where I would be.
I don't think I would have continued my education.
I don't think I would have gotten to do any of the things I'm doing now.
Without John Jay, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
Because of John Jay, I found the strength to use my voice for others like me.
I feel like with John Jay, I made a whole bunch of connections, and I feel like these connections would last a lifetime.
Coming to the school, I think I not only grew academically, but professionally as well. And I think I had the right mentors in place to help guide me and steer me in the right direction, and put all the tools that they could possibly put in before me to succeed.
Because of John Jay, I can see my whole life ahead of me and know I have so many opportunities that I will be able to achieve because I did this.
Hello, and welcome to our 2021 Educating Fierce Advocates for Justice virtual benefit. I'd like to personally thank and recognize our Champion of Justice Award recipient, Clara Wu Tsai, and our Community Leadership Award recipient and presenting sponsor, BNY Mellon. Due to the impact of the pandemic, we've had to convert this event to a virtual format, but that doesn't make the funds raised any less critical for the success of our talented students. Now, more than ever, we need to support John Jay students because they are our country's future leaders, public servants, researchers, educators, and advocates that will make the world a safer and more just place. As many of our students will proudly tell you, John Jay is a place where we educate fierce advocates for justice. It's a place where students from all walks of life come together to explore issues of equality, leadership, and service. Our student body is made up of a diverse, beautiful mosaic of international students, undocumented students, system-impacted students, veteran students, non-traditional students, and first-generation students. All of them learn from each other as they change the trajectory of their lives with a justice-focused education, and it's your generosity that makes their journey possible. John Jay is recognized as both an Hispanic serving institution and a minority serving institution. 47% of our students are the first in their families to attend college, and more than half of our students come from households earning less than $30,000 a year. Because our students are so remarkable, even with the current challenges of the pandemic, John Jay students are thriving and graduating in record numbers. At 3,897 graduates, this past spring, we had the largest class in the college's history. John Jay's four-year graduation rate is the second highest in CUNY, and it's through programs such as LEAP and the Pre-Law Institute that we're reaching these unprecedented achievements. To underscore just how critical a program like the Pre-Law Institute is, I want to highlight one of the students you just saw in the video. Lisa Cho and her family immigrated to the United States after their restaurant in Guyana was robbed at gunpoint. Even while working multiple jobs, the Cho family only had enough funds to send Lisa, not her sibling, to college. At John Jay, Lisa excelled in all of her classes. She grabbed every opportunity she could to learn about the legal profession, and she became one of the driving forces behind the creation of our Immigrant Student Success Center. This spring, Lisa was accepted to 10 law schools and is now at the CUNY School of Law with the hope of uplifting other immigrants such as herself. Students like Lisa are the reason why we're here today. Students like Lisa are the reason your help is so very critical. And it's for students like Lisa that I personally thank you for your steadfast support and incredible generosity. Thank you. Now, I invite you to learn about our Pre-Law Institute, featuring our director, Dr. Charles Davidson, and PLI alum, Brennis Nesbitt.
The Latino boom in New York, in New Jersey, and across the country continues. More Latino students, more police officers, more business owners, but not so much more Latino attorneys.
How many of you think that our legal profession is extremely diverse? Yes, it's a leading question. It's not. 85%, now for those of you who are mathematicians, the numbers are not going to add up to 100%. 85% of practicing lawyers are white, 5% are black, 5% are Latinx, and 3% are Asian, and then there's a unidentified 2%. That's not what we want this country's legal profession to look like. And I've been out of law school almost 40 years, and it's not any more diverse now than it was 40 years ago. But John Jay is doing its part to change that.
What brought me to have an interest in law is my involvement in the criminal legal system and the poor representation that I received throughout the entire process. I figured once I got incarcerated, I knew I wanted to learn as much about the law as I could because I didn't trust the system to give me a fair shake. I did a lot of self-reflection and just me reflecting on my life, what I wanted out of life, where I wanted to go coming out of prison. I knew I wanted to make a change. I knew I wanted to be an advocate for people like me who were poor, underrepresented, from marginalized communities all across America. And I decided when I came home, I was gonna pursue that goal of becoming an attorney. I knew I was gonna come to John Jay even before I came home because like growing up in New York City, anyone who spoke about becoming an attorney or having anything to do with law enforcement, the one consistent school that was always mentioned was John Jay. Everything is falling in line, and it's all because of my affiliation with John Jay and the Pre-Law Institute at John Jay. The support that I've received, the connections that I've made, it's like my network, it keeps growing and growing inside of John Jay, outside of John Jay, and I'm basically as connected as I've ever been in my life. My greatest memory being at John Jay was that initial interview with Dr. Davidson where, I went in there, like my confidence was all shaken. I didn't know what to expect, and I told him I have a criminal justice involvement. I want to become an attorney, and I don't know if I can. The advice that he gave me, I thought that my criminal justice involvement would be like a hindrance, and he actually saw that as an opportunity. It was intense. It was, it's unforgettable. And what it did was, he validated my sense of purpose, and like my self-esteem was boosted, and my confidence was restored. I left out of that meeting definitely convinced that I was going to become an attorney. My name is Bernice Nesbitt. I am a member of the Pre-Law Institute and a Pinkerton Fellow.
The work at John Jay can't be done without our community. We're so grateful for our Community Leadership Award recipient and presenting sponsor, BNY Mellon. Let's hear from featured guests Daisy Holmes, Todd Gibbons, Jolene Anderson, and our own STEM Accelerator student, Sarah El-Shair.
As a long-standing supporter of John Jay College and the City University of New York, it is an honor for BNY Mellon to be recognized with the Community Leadership Award. At BNY Mellon, we pride ourselves on being a strong corporate citizen, and we take that role very seriously, and we thank you for this recognition. We appreciate the exceptional role that CUNY serves in offering first-rate academic opportunities for students of all backgrounds. Within the CUNY system sits John Jay College, an internationally recognized leader in educating for social justice. It is the mission that sets it apart and now elevates its role within CUNY and our broader community in light of the social unrest and uncertainty that has defined this moment. Serving the communities in which our employees live and work has always been central to our philanthropic efforts. We are privileged to be a force for good in serving these communities alongside John Jay College. Thank you again.
We are so pleased to be recognized for our community leadership, particularly by the social justice advocates of John Jay College. BNY Mellon is so focused on building the workforce of the future, one that is open to all. And that means funding curriculum and organizations like John Jay College and the STEM acceleration programs to provide comprehensive support to exceptional individuals from underrepresented communities that in turn can broaden access to vital career fields and strengthen career networks. John Jay's mission of working to create a more just and equitable society is one that we wholeheartedly support. And we have witnessed firsthand the benefits of a diverse workforce and the enrichment to all members of our communities. Thank you for recognizing BNY Mellon, and thank you for the transformative work that you are leading and the workforce of tomorrow, whose lives you are changing.
My name is Sarah El-Shair, and I'm a forensic science student at John Jay College of Criminal Justice. Many STEM students have trouble with their schedule. In my situation, I wasn't able to fit Chem 104 into my spring schedule. The acceleration program, however, enabled me to be able to take that Chem 104 class in the summer and also be able to afford it. This allowed me to stay on track to graduate in 4 years. And for that, I would like to thank BNY Mellon.
On behalf of the directors of the BNY Mellon Foundation, we greatly appreciate being afforded this recognition. Supporting BNY Mellon transfer scholarships and STEM programs that set students on a path of social mobility and economic empowerment is an essential goal for us. We know that solid investments in students who are academically motivated will reap many rewards, and their success is vital to the future workforce. We are proud to support John Jay College in its efforts to advance the academic growth of promising students, and we at BNY Mellon would like to express our sincere gratitude to President Mason and everyone at John Jay College for this prestigious award. Thank you.
Now I invite you to learn about our new LEAP program featuring Dr. Dara Byrne, Associate Provost for Undergraduate Retention and Dean of Undergraduate Studies.
So about 12, 13 years ago, John Jay started to experiment with the concept of learning communities. Now, a learning community is a group of students who share something in common, such as academic goals or career interests, or perhaps even common interests upon graduating from high school. What we know for sure is that students learn better. We actually all learn better when we're in groups. And if you can experience that while in college, it does something not only for your sense of belonging, but your sense of looking forward to what you will do with that belonging.
We know that experiential learning is very important to student success. So by providing students an opportunity to really look at that early on in their time at John Jay, we help students to understand what it means to be in a particular major and really having them explore the opportunities for their future career.
This semester, Christina DeMeo introduced me to a program called the Justice Capital Initiative Fellowship. I was very worried about applying to the internship because I never applied to an internship before. She helped me perfect my essay, my cover letter, which I never wrote a cover letter before, and she also helped me organize and rearrange my resume.
I felt like someone understood me because coming from a home where I'm the first one that goes to college, like at home, I don't really have that connection where like no one will understand me when I'm like stressed out.
I now have people to lean onto whenever I need help, and so LEAP is also another reason why I now feel connected with the community at John Jay, as they have given me the confidence to always do more.
My work with LEAP centers around relationship building. It's about relationship management, working with our students one-on-one in order to develop a very strong understanding of what are their hopes, their dreams, the goals, and some of the aspirations they have.
I'm personally focused on raising funds and resources to support our students and remove any barriers blocking their pathway to success. And now, a presentation of the Champions of Justice Award to investor and philanthropist Clara Wu Tsai, with guests Darren Walker, Van Jones, and D. Ray McKesson.
I am so happy to be here to celebrate my great friend Clara Wu on the occasion of her receiving the John Jay College Champion of Justice Award. Clara Wu is a warrior for justice. She is transforming philanthropy by bringing a focus not only on generosity and charity, but on dignity and justice. I've seen her work firsthand in reforming the criminal justice system and ending mass incarceration. Her support for the local Brooklyn community in terms of jobs and small businesses, the support she has provided to her players and to the family at Barclays Center. Clara Wu is a warrior for justice. And I speak on behalf of everyone at the Ford Foundation when I say how grateful we are that Clara's philanthropy, passion have come together in such a powerful way. And I'm so happy to honor her here with everyone in the John Jay community. A well-deserved award. Take a bow, Clara.
Hi, I'm Van Jones. I get the great honor of working with Clara Wu Tsai through the Reform Alliance. She's one of the founding board members there. I get a chance to be the CEO there. And I just want to say, there is no better advocate for justice. There's nobody who's more fierce, nobody who cares more, nobody who asks tougher questions, nobody who loves her players more, and nobody who's really trying to figure out how to solve the problems of opportunity and justice and and education. Nobody is doing it more or better or greater with more heart than Clara Wu Tsai. It's a big honor to know her, and she certainly deserves this award and many, many more. We love you from the Reform Alliance. We are honored to have you as one of our founders.
Clara and I met because of issues about police violence. We had a conversation about what do we do, right? That there are a million think pieces and essays, and you can watch a documentary about how bad police violence is. But the question becomes, now what? What do we do to end it? And when I think about how I began knowing Claire, she was laser focused on learning. She was trying to figure out what are all the things that she doesn't know? What can she do in her position with her resources to actually impact change at scale? And that really moved me. There are a lot of people I talk to who aren't as focused on solutions. They sit in the problem. But what makes Claire stand out is that she wants to play in the possible. That actually is how I think about her the most, as somebody who's engaged in trying to think about what are the big things we can do to change the world. Now, when I think about being honored by John Jay, a place that is rooted in a belief in equity and justice, there's no better change maker than Clara Wu. Somebody who embodies these both in her commitments in her professional world, but also in the curiosity and the way that she's able to leverage her personal gifts and resources to change the lives of those around her. Now, Claire is a model for me about how people can enter into spaces where they might not have been content experts originally, and they can just learn and learn and learn and offer suggestions and think about solutions in ways that will have an impact. I'm proud to know Claire. It's an honor to see the way that she's used her gifts all across this country, and especially in the city where she spends the most of her time, New York.
I'm honored to receive the Champion of Justice Award tonight. I support John Jay College because it's a nationally recognized driver of economic mobility. According to a Brookings Institution report published last June, John Jay ranks 5th in the country, close behind 2 other CUNY schools, among colleges with the greatest success in lifting low-income students into the middle class. Improving economic mobility among low-income households has been a focus of my philanthropy from the earliest days. Growing up in Lawrence, Kansas, the daughter of immigrants from Taiwan, my own personal struggles and experiences led me to become a fierce advocate for equality of opportunity. Education was my pathway to opportunity, and I believe it is the single most important mobility lever we have. With evidence that CUNY and John Jay College improve career and life trajectories for so many New Yorkers, it's essential that we continue to support the school's mission and its students. I also support John Jay because it has a diverse student body with a large immigrant population. About 80% of the student body are minorities. About half are first generation, a third are immigrants, and over half of the students are from households earning less than $30,000 per year. John Jay is a large producer of minority law school applicants, and all graduates help to build a pipeline that will ensure diversity in the justice system and in public service. John Jay is in a unique position to convene the difficult conversations that we must have as a country in order to effect social change. The Future of Public Safety panels held over the summer convened some of the most important voices in the country on this subject. But John Jay is also a justice institution seeking common ground for what is often considered separate and opposing sides of the justice system. Justice activists and students interested in law enforcement sit side by side in the classrooms. John Jay has a profound effect on law enforcement in a way that no other college does. Given the clear impact on economic and social mobility for students, the role in ensuring current and future diversity in justice and public service, and its constructive approach to teaching, it's important to maximize student success by enhancing the student experience with the programs that we're supporting tonight. Our own social justice commitment at our foundation and at BSC Global focus on supporting economic mobility and racial justice in Brooklyn, supporting voices of Black leaders, creating a company culture of inclusiveness and racial equity, and on bringing the community together around conversations about justice. I thank Carol Mason for her excellent leadership at John Jay and also for her mentorship as we continue together on this journey toward justice. Thank you.
We are proud to highlight that John Jay continues to be a leading national convener on justice issues, with thought leaders visiting to discuss justice in all its dimensions.
This is not about one person getting one seat in DC. This is about each and every single one of us participating in a movement, however we are called, to change this country. And that, at its core, is why we believe that we need to evolve our idea of what human rights look like for the 21st and 22nd centuries.
This criminal justice thing is one of the most important things you can do with your life, because people don't get one heartbeat back when they're sitting in a jail cell, when they're sitting in solitary confinement. Even if you get them home, the damage, the time lost, the missed opportunities. And like the brother said, we're wasting money making things worse, and people don't want to look at it. And you have to keep beating the drum about it because their lives on the line. Some of those young people who went to prison when I was in law school are just coming home now, 20 years later, for doing stuff that I saw kids doing every day on the campus 4 blocks away. That's wrong. And if there's ever something you can do about something that wrong, you should do it. And I'm so proud that you're doing it. I'm so proud that you're doing it. And I'm proud to be a part of this conversation.
And I also have to say that I shoot here so often that I feel like I'm enrolled here by association. You know, if students come up to me and they're like, oh, I go to John Jay. I'm like, oh, me too.
During this difficult year, we pay tribute to John Jay's frontline heroes who went above and beyond the call of duty. Many of our alumni, students, faculty, and staff are working tirelessly with others on the front lines of the city, state, and nation's response to the pandemic, while also placing themselves at personal risk. To our first responders, healthcare professionals, and essential workers, a heartfelt thank you for helping those affected, easing the suffering, healing the sick, supporting the fallen, comforting the bereaved, maintaining safety, feeding our communities, and answering the call of honor, duty, and service. Your dedication in protecting life serves as a shining light for all of us. We are also indebted to your families, the families of our frontline heroes, partners, children, mothers, fathers, daughters, sisters, sons, and brothers, as you too serve on the front lines with our heroes. Because of the unfailing service and personal sacrifice of our frontline heroes, the coronavirus crisis has not crushed the New York spirit. Your humanity, compassion, and generosity give us hope for the future. You inspire all of us. You remain in our thoughts and prayers. On behalf of the entire John Jay community, our deepest gratitude and best wishes for your continued health, fortitude, and well-being. Thank you so much for your service to all of us.
I think when I was in Africa, that's when it was one of my peers. He told me, hey, you should take college credits. You take college classes and see how you like it, because it's only going to help you and it's free. So I was like, okay, I'll think about it. And then one of my supervisors, which is a special agent, he was like, hey, if you really want to make the big bucks, you have to go to school. Like, the military is just not enough.
I got off active duty in July. I started looking for colleges in about April timeframe. I wanted to go to school like right away. I didn't want to waste any time. So when I got to the John Jay website, I went under the majors and I was looking under all the different programs. I saw the humanities and justice option and I was like, okay, I looked into it.
I would have never thought that I would have gotten a second master's. And I had to mentally, prepare myself to know this is what I really want to do. It doesn't matter how old I am. I'm gonna accomplish this because this is what I want.
Once I received that email that I had been accepted, I saw Richard's email right there. I contacted him and he replied like really fast.
He knew I was overseas, he understood I had a lot going on. So he helped me with certifying my GI Bill benefits. He helped me certify with my VA letter. He pointed me in the right direction to our academic advisors. Pretty much whatever questions I had, if he didn't have the answer for it, he gave me the email to the person that could answer that for me.
We're very fortunate here at John Jay that we actually have great dedicated spaces, computer lab, a lounge space, some office spaces, but more than a veteran center, we offer military and veteran services. We do well as veteran students in school. We graduate more than twice as the level of regular students. We have a full-time financial aid, veteran certifying official, social work interns, VA work study students, experienced veteran students who've been here. Basically, the Veteran Center is sort of a go-to, obvious place to come to, but in a sense, when I talk about military and veteran services, it's the whole campus. So we immediately do things to get people prepared for jobs, envisioning what they want to do when they graduate. We bring in recruiters, we talk about graduate school, we help with resumes, we really even help our alumni on that if people aren't quite on. So we're building an alumni network that they keep looking career-wise and graduate school-wise with us.
Now I'm back in for a second master's and I love it. I have support as a veteran. And I would say, if you're in the military and you want to go back to school, do it. Find out what you have to do and make it happen.
We think a college dropout is someone who didn't make it academically. But that's not true. There are a number of factors.
I'll be the only one in my family with a college degree. My mom, my sister, and my brother, they dropped out of the 8th grade. It means everything.
My dad wasn't able to bring enough money home, so I would work as well, and that would cause me to focus sometimes more on work than school.
The students at John Jay, they really want the degree and know the value of having a degree, but the challenge is that most of them are working while they're putting themselves through school. How do we keep them on track to graduation, recognizing the financial challenges they have?
With the help of DataKind, of going back through 10 years worth of our records, we were able to learn which were the variables that were most important that explains most of the stopping out for the students.
Predictive modeling is a lot like an early warning system. You get data coming in, and you don't just say, hey, what happened in the past? But computers can actually take that data and say, hey, based on what I'm seeing, I think this is going to happen in the future. And that allows people to act more effectively, make decisions quicker, preemptively, to act before a challenge comes up.
Any student that hits the 90 credit mark in a particular semester, we input their information into the tool. It puts out an analysis for each and every one of the students that also comes with a risk score to give us a prediction. Combined with our advisement program, what we've seen is incredible results.
I was struggling last semester and they told me, listen, there's a grant that can help you out. And thanks to them, I managed to get that class through. I got an A in the class.
It makes you feel like you have a whole new support system behind your back to get you on track.
And my dream came true. Now I'm graduating from here with my degree.
This is the application of data science that we want to see first and foremost. It uses data to see patterns we couldn't see otherwise. It helps a resource-constrained academic institution do its job better. In the end, the impact is that it helps more folks graduate.
Without this tool, The normal trajectory would have been that 54% of that population would have graduated within 2 years. This year, we got 73% graduated in 1 year. That's a huge success.
Most John Jay students go on to public service in a number of capacities. I'm intent on being that model institution where you were taken care of, you were supported, we're using the best tools in the business. This is a revolutionary tool.
And now, a heartfelt thank you from our faculty, staff, and students.
I would like to thank all of our donors. Every single thing that you do for our students at John Jay makes a difference. It is absolutely incredible to see what kind of an impact your contribution makes, because in my particular role, I know that there are more students who are graduating today than ever before because of the work that you do. I know that you get to see this and hear about this in terms of individual students or in terms of a report, but I can tell you that when a student walks through your door, that you know you're able to help them because of the impact of what you are doing for us. It's something that just stays with you for the rest of your life. So from the bottom of my heart, I cannot begin to thank you enough for everything that you do for each of the students.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate everything you've done for us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
God aside.
Thank you. Support.
Gracias por el apoyo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for supporting.
Thank you for donating to John Jay.
Thank you for supporting.
Thank you for supporting. Muito obrigado por ajudar.
Thank you. Gracias por todo. Gracias.
We've reached the end of our 2021 Educating Fierce Advocates for Justice virtual benefit. I'd like to thank the Gala co-chairs, the Gala vice chairs, the John Jay College Foundation board members, Clara Wu Tsai, Bank of New York Mellon, Andrew and Anya Shiva, Barb Lee, Tali Fajardian Weinstein, Arthur J. Moranti II, Pfizer, Lynn and Jules Kroll, Peter and Sarah Bashar, Amgen, and Proskauer. All of our generous donors and everyone who helped make this wonderful event possible. I encourage anyone who can make a gift of any size to support our students to please do so now. The future success of John Jay students directly impacts the future success of our communities, our city, and our country. Thank you for joining this very special event, and thank you for making a difference in our students' lives. Thank you.